defenders don't bounce off him at all. It's the other way around.
What's up, Sunderland fans? Welcome to Black Cats TV. We're here for another match preview. This time, we're up against Coventry, and it's been a long time since we've took all 3 points with Coventry, since 3rd of February 2007, when the last time we beat them. And that was a 2-0 win. And to put that in perspective, the goal scorers on that day were Dwight York and Carlos Edwards. So, it's been quite a while since we've had 3 points off Coventry, with 4 losses and 4 draws in the meantime. So what makes you think it could be any different this time round? Well, let's have a look at the lineup. If you ask me, our last starting lineup against Preston wasn't the strongest and seemed to be experimenting with a couple of players in positions they definitely don't belong in. This time round, I see Patterson coming back in for more. I see a back four of Hume, Meffin, O'Nien and Sirkin. Ballard is fit, back on the bench, but I really don't see him breaking into that back four. They've done so well in the last few games. He's going to struggle to get a place unless resting or injury is the cause of that. Same with Moore. He's been absolutely superb, but Patterson is our number one, so I do think he's going to replace him straight away. But it's nice to know we've got Moore there as an option. Actually having a reserve keeper that's worth something is a nice change compared to recent seasons. In midfield, I think the midfield three will consist of Neil, Brown and Rigg. Obviously, we've not got Job. He's still away with the red card ban for the next 2 games, and this is the last game before the international break. Brown's done quite well. Rigg is obviously superb. Neil's the touch and go one. I'm not sure if the captaincy's laying heavy on his arm and he's struggling with his game, but he does have a few off moments, but hopefully he's going to shake that off and come again. Mundle and Roberts starting on both sides. This can't be a half-time change this time round. We've got to go into this, looking for all 3 points. There's only so many games that the teams around us will forgive us for getting 1 point in. We've got to nail 3 points on this one. So when Mundle and Roberts came on during the Preston game, you didn't just see an improvement of the quality of football on the pitch, but also in the confidence on the pitch. So we have to start them from the off. They both have to be there from the kickoff, with Isidore, the number one main man, up front as a striker, where he belongs. He's not a winger. He's definitely not a winger. But will Labrie agree, and will he do the same sort of team? Hopefully so. He knows what our strongest team is. He's seen it. The difference in the 2 halves in the last game makes it pretty obvious. So that's how we stack up. Let's get our guest on and see how Coventry are going to stack up. And I'd like to welcome our guest, Claudio from Sky Blue Fans TV. Welcome to the channel, Claudio. It's really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for the invite. And what is an extraordinary day for the club, my club.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll have to touch on that first because unexpected, the manager's gone. And from what I see on social media, the fans are not happy about this. This doesn't look like it's been coming a long time. You've had a 3-2 win against Luton, 3-0 win against Borough. Then you've lost your last one. Where's this come from?
Well, according to the owner, it's accumulation of results over a period of time. So I'm only presuming he's talking about last season as well. Our home record hasn't been particularly good. We've already lost 4 out of the 7 at home, and we lost the League Cup match to Spurs as well. And I think we've lost about 10 out of the last 19 at home. I mean, I know from your past history what it's like when you can't win at home for a year. That's and you know what it leads to, which is probably what is in his thinking. But well, the fans really like Mark Robins. I mean, he's took us from the depths of despair to within a penalty shootout again back into the Premier League. So obviously there's a bit of a kickback, isn't there? And it all depends now who comes in, because there's all sorts of names being bandied around. I mean, the favourite is the guy at Wycombe Wanderers. Well, that's not going to excite anybody. I mean, he may be a good up-and-coming manager, but Frank Lampard's another one. But if he really wants to be in the Premier League, you need somebody with a bit of clout and a bit of nous, as they say, and somebody who knows how to get out of this division.
I mean, I don't know much about your board and your owners, but will they have somebody lined up, or is it going to be a case? Because we've been in this boat, they got rid of Mowbray and had nobody lined up, and we ended. Don't go for Beale. That's the only advice I'll give you.
Well, look at your guys, and I mean the chap you got now. He seems to be doing a wonderful job, but it's early days, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I've never heard of him. I doubt if half of your 95% of your fan base hadn't heard of him. So I suppose maybe a new name is the thing, but we've got a new coaching structure as well, where it's not the old-fashioned manager, assistant manager, one main coach. We've got a massive backroom staff, and he's looking for a head coach. So he's not even looking for a team manager. So it's a totally different setup. And whether or not Mark Robins didn't fit that setup is probably the argument, isn't it? Is that what the problem is? He's not suited to that style of managing, maybe.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of teams are going down that track of a sporting director who just wants a yes man as the head coach, who can run a team but has no say in who you sign, which I'm not sure I agree with. But you've got obviously this Reece Carr in as your interim manager. I tried to look him up. He has no managerial record whatsoever.
None of them do. None of the backroom staff have got any real experience. And this is our worry. Our head of sporting analysis, she was in charge of something to do with the Olympic team or something. It's really mysterious what they're doing. That's all I can do. I'm trying to use words that are clean, but it feels like a real shambles at the minute, and it's affecting stuff on the pitch. I mean, we've sold. I mean, I don't know if you saw it. We sold one of the best strikers in Europe. What I feel, well, they had a year left in his contract. We sold him for 20 million with add-ons. That looks like a giveaway now. The amount of goals he's scoring. I mean, he's scoring a goal a game. He's got a better record than Haaland at the minute. And we could see that coming. He'd been doing it for 2 seasons. When we played you a couple of years ago away, he saved us, didn't we? He scored that late goal when we drew 1-1. And he'll score a goal out of the blue. Well, we haven't really got that now. We haven't got that type of striker. Hamer, a massive loss as well. And then Callum O'Hare's gone. So we've got the 3 main players who got us to where we were a couple of years ago. They've all gone. And we've spent a lot of money on players that are okay, but we need more than okay when you want to get promoted.
I mean, you've got this Hadji Wright, right? And he's like joint 3rd highest scorer in the league at the moment with 6. Do you see him as a threat, or do you not see him as on par with the ones you've lost?
Well, Hadji Wright, he had a really good game against Borough. He wasn't great last night. He'll probably have a good game on Saturday. That's how he operates. He doesn't have a run of games. It's just bizarre. Ellis Sims the same. Well, you saw him at your place, hot and cold. You don't know what you're going to get. It can be great one day and then nothing for 3 games, but then they'll score 2 goals in a match and all of a sudden the stats build up, don't they, in their favour.
Yeah, we wanted to make Sims a permanent transfer, and that just, the paperwork never seemed to be able to be completed, whether that was money, whether that was him, I don't know. What do you think since you've got him?
I'm indifferent. I think he plays well with another striker. I mean, he did that with Stuart with you, didn't he? He looked good. He looks good in a pair. When we play him as a lone striker, he hasn't got the pace to do it. And for a big guy, he doesn't really. Defenders don't bounce off him at all. It's the other way around. No. He's quite. He's too late. It's almost like he doesn't expect to be tackled because he's big, but. Players get in front of him, knock him off the ball. He'll score goals if he's in the box. And that sounds like a tough thing to say, but he won't get you goals outside the box. It has to be put on a plate for him almost. Yeah, and he won't get the chance. But you probably saw that anyway.
Yeah, he's definitely a poacher, and he doesn't have the best work ethic, I'd say. The last time you came to Stadium Light, you walked away with 3 points and a 3-0 win. But with the stuff that's going on in the back room and the team changes, are you confident?
I'm not. It's weird, isn't it? I'm never ever confident going up to your place, and for some reason, over the last few years, we've always done a number on you. You're even worse at our place. It's weird. It's really weird. But for years, we couldn't get a result. And it was Roker Park anyway. I can remember seeing some dreadful gap performances up there. If we come away with a point, I'll be happy with what's gone on lately. But you see, I think you've lost. If you got Rig and Joe
back in, Rig's back in, but Job's on a 3-match ban. For his,
we should be worried about a 17-year-old. Really, it's ridiculous. But that's how,
He's amazing. I can't believe how well he's doing, to be fair. How he's not been poached yet, I don't know.
well, the thing is, I think what you guys have done well, you lost Jack Clark, which is obviously a big blow, but it hasn't affected you at all, has it?
No, we had Mundell who stepped into his place and is almost a clone, if not better, with a better work ethic. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's sometimes you could, if you've got a really good player, sometimes your team focuses on that player and everything goes through that player. And maybe you're just spreading it around a bit more, but you look far better than you did last season. But it's early days, isn't it? And there's always one team that drops off.
Yeah, we have a saying that we can always count on Sunderland to do a Sunderland, and the last two games have been against lower in the league teams, and we've dropped points. We've got a point off each, but still nowhere near what we've done when we played other teams. So
that's interesting because the Middlesbrough guys, I was on their show, and they just went, "It's pointless. You're going to beat." They're all saying it before the game. They'll just beat us because they always do. And you think, that's just, why do we go to Middlesbrough and win? That's just ridiculous. We can't win somewhere where you think you should be winning. You know, it's
yeah.
You hate football sometimes, don't you?
This is why I'm prematurely grey. So for us, obviously we've not beat you since 2007. So our confidence isn't exactly through the roof, but we have been playing better. For the Sunderland fans watching, who's the man to watch on the Coventry side? Who's going to be the game changer?
Normally, if they are firing, I mean, Haji Wright can do a number. He is good. We've got also Sakamoto, Sheaf when he's on his game. And Milan, our right back, is really, really quick. Radoni this season, I would say 50% of the games has been great. The other 50% awful. It was terrible last night, but he was brilliant the game before. So it's, they're the ones. But we let goals in, and this is our problem. You know, I think we've had 2 clean sheets in the last 30 games or something. It's just nonsense. I've worked out we have to score at least 2 goals to win a game, basically.
Yeah, that's usually see, last season with us, I'd agreed with you, and any time it was 1-0, I was just sat there waiting for us to mess it up. But we've actually been better defensively. Can I coax a score prediction out of you?
All right, and well, we have the new manager, sort of. I can't see it. If we get it, I'll tell you what. I'll try and be slightly confident, I think we'll nick a draw. 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
But it'd probably 5-0 to you guys. In fact, we walked out the ground. My lad said, if we play like that, it'd be 6-0 by half time at Sunderland. I said, John, I think you might be right.
Oh, God. Well, we shall see. Obviously, we'll be hoping for something like that, but I hope you sort the off-field stuff more than anything. Before you go, we might have Coventry fans who click on the thumbnail because it's a preview. Do you want to tell them about your channel before you go?
Yeah, it's Sky Blue Fans TV. We've been going since just after COVID, actually. But and we're going normally on the Sunday at 7:30 and Thursdays at 7:30, and it's live. We do it all live. We get guests on, and we have a chat about the club, and it's going to be a bit fiery in the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely. And as well as you can see the link on the screen there, the link will be in the description for Sky Blues Fans TV. So thank you for joining me, Claudio. I really appreciate you coming in, and I'll speak to you again soon, hopefully.
Cheers. Thanks for asking me on. And all the best of the season, apart from Saturday.
Yeah, same. Thanks very much. So there we have it. A draw predicted by their fans. Lots of turmoil in the back room. Manager sagas. Sounds very familiar to our own situation. I was just talking to him after we did the actual segment there, and it does sound like they're in a very similar situation with the way their club's structured and the fact that they're after a head coach now, not a manager. It sounds like they're in for a similar sort of run to us. So this could be the time that we go up against them and actually break that 17-year gap of not getting 3 points. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can go there and get more than a draw this time out. And of course, at the same time, Leeds are playing QPR. So There's a chance that they're going to get 3 points there, so we've really got to be on the ball. I doubt QPR are going to do us any sort of favours, and it's derby day for Sheffield United, hosting Sheff Wed at home on the Sunday. So big moment in this league, in this early stages, where it could all shift round depending on us. So the fate is in our own hands. Can we get 3 points? Let's hope so. Away the lads. Get your predictions in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that wonderful stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.